Now let's get into add and subtract. So it gets a little bit harder with adding and subtracting. What we really need to do is we need to get a common denominator. So I need to look at my lowest common denominator. So my lowest common denominator for these two numbers here, I have a 5 and a 6. The only thing that's common between the two is 30. So they both go into 30, which is the lowest number they go into. And then I have one x needed here, and I have one x needed here. So that would just be x, okay, because they both just need a single x. And so that would be my common denominator. Now, what do I do here? I want to multiply my common denominator, or at least look at what's missing. What's missing for my common denominator. So notice to get 30x from 5, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 6. And to get 30x on the 6x, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 5. So 6 times 12 is 72. That's over 30x plus 35 over 30x. Now I have a common denominator. You have to leave the denominator here so you aren't canceling out because there's no equal sign. And then I add those two up. That's 107. So the answer would be 107 over 30x. In this one, the second one, I have a denominator of x plus 4 and another one of x plus 6. Of course, they are not the same. They have to be exactly the same if I'm going to count them. So that would be x plus 4 times x plus 6. The first one, the one with the 3, if I can get there it is. There's my 3 there. It's missing an x plus 6. So I'm going to multiply this times x plus 6. I'm going to multiply this other one times x plus 4. Notice that because there's not an equal sign, we're not multiplying everything across or canceling the denominator. The denominator must stay there. So we have x plus 4 times x plus 6. And then in the top, in the numerator, I have 3 times x plus 6 minus 1 times x plus 4. I'm then going to multiply through in those denominators. So I'm going to see what it comes out to be. So I have 3x plus 18 minus x minus 4. So the minus signs always get you confused, right? Because you got to make sure you bring that through. And then we're going to leave this alone. We're not going to multiply that out. So x plus 4, x plus 6. And then I'm going to combine terms in the numerator. So that gives me 2x plus 14 all over x plus 4, x plus 6. And I could factor this to x, 2 times x plus 7. Notice then nothing cancels. So this would be my answer. You just want to check that, for a point, if that much. I will accept the answer of 2x plus 14 over x plus 4, x minus 6. Okay. Last one on subtraction and addition. So in this case, I need to factor the denominators. So notice I have a negative 8. So that means I have an x and an x. The negative tells me one is positive, one is negative. This negative here tells me that the larger one is going to be negative. So that means the two numbers must multiply to 8 and subtract to 2. So that would be 4 and 2. The larger number is negative, just like I have it written out there. Again, box method can be a lot easier sometimes to do, so you could always try the box method and do it that way. Here I have an x and an x. The plus sign tells me they're both the same sign. The minus sign tells me they're both negative. So whatever multiplies to 32 has to add up to 12. So that would be 8 and 4. And so now I have my denominators factored. Now I can look at the common denominators. So my lowest common denominator, this first one needs an x plus 2, x minus 4. The last one needs an x minus 4, which it already has, and an x minus 8. So now I have those three things that are my lowest common denominator. So the first one needs an x minus 8. So I'm going to do x plus 3 times x minus 8 minus, I'm going to bring this all up right away. Then I have x minus 5. Notice that this one is missing an x plus 2. So I'm going to put the x plus 2 up here. I'm then going to keep my lowest common denominator factored. I'm not going to multiply those through. That's not something I want you to do. So then we have that part. Based on that, x plus 3 times x minus 8. I'm going to multiply those together, so I get x squared plus 3x minus 8x minus 24. And then now I have this negative. I'm going to kind of leave the negative out. I'm going to multiply through first. So I get x squared. So remember, don't do a bunch of things at the same time. Just easier. And then plus 2x minus 10 all over my common denominator, x plus 2, x minus 4, and x minus 8. And now I'm going to bring the negative through. I'm going to go to the next page and do this. So I have x squared. So I'm going to leave this alone, and you'll see that some things cancel out, which is nice. Minus 8x. Whoops, I should have combined those together. I am going to try to combine some of these things together when I do this at the same time. So I have minus 5x minus 24 minus x squared plus 5x minus 2x and plus 10, because I distributed this negative through. Okay, all over my common denominator, x plus 2, x minus 4, this is probably the longest problem we're going to see, and x minus 8. And then I can see that the x squareds cancel. I have a negative 5x and a positive 5x. Those cancel, and I have a negative 2x left over, so I'm going to just bring that up front. I have a negative 24 plus 10, that's minus 14, all over x plus 2, x minus 4, x minus 8. I can see that I can factor something out of this, which is a negative 2, so I'm going to take out a negative 2, so I have negative 2 times x plus 7, all over x plus 2, x minus 4, sorry about the dogs, and x minus 8. And again, whenever we're factoring like this number here, we have to make sure if I multiply it back through, I get the exact same problem. But notice I don't have anything else. This is the answer. Again, I would accept this as well.